Alright, Chapter 24. Units and vehicles used for the transport, bulk, petroleum, tank, Wilson 1, tank and pump. Description: tank and pump unit figure in 24.1, 24.4, and 24.2, and page 24.4. Consider for the 50-gallon pump with assembly with the 600-gallon aluminum tanks related equipment. One electrical model, some of the gasoline model with the tank pump of the unit that are currently used with the gasoline pump is being replaced by the electric pump when requisition. Units designed with the transport 5-ton 6x6 by cargo tank that is necessary for the transport of the tank of the pump. Unit with the 5-tank cargo, 5-ton cargo tank truck will cover the unit that's available with the tank. Fuel exceeds load limits of a 2.5-ton cargo tank truck. The tank pump of the unit that used with the few refuel aircraft because the fuels are separately comply with the military specification F8901E. Newer model air tank pump unit is shown with the figure 24.3 with the page 24.5. Consider the tank with the control level of the rear unit, the bottom loading port with the 500-gallon fuel tank with the bottom load value, the open automatic with the fuel pressure applied with the closed automatically with the jet lever sense with the tank is filled with the joint with the filled through bottom loading port with the general description of the component with the installation procedure for all of the units. The 50-gallon pump is assembly used with the issue for the bulk petroleum. The pumping assembly is shown figure 24.4 with the page 24.6. Include the pump essentially the assembly filter separately manifold with the hose reel with the ground reel, hose fitting related equipment, electrical motor. The electrical motor is powered with the vehicle electrical system, electrical connection that provide with the inner vehicle power cable attached with the NATO slaves receptacle of the vehicle one end of the other electrical motor with the other. Electrical motor is controlled with the on-off toggle switch and the on-off cable of the assembly connected with the junction box. Gasoline engine is one cylinder, 4-cycle of the air-cooled hand-cranked engine with the air shield magneto supply, ignition smart governor control with the engine speed varying with the throttle with the opening of the chute with the pump low with the engine has 1 gallon of fuel tank. The 50-gallon pump, self-climbing central figure pump, one gasoline engine model tank with the pumping engine connected with the pump and the intermediate coupler with the impeller screwed on the extension of the engine crankshaft with the electrical motor model electric impeller mounted with the extended shaft of the electrical motor opens the model with the pump the engine motor with the mount of the common base plate. Today, remove the other pumping operation filter separate vertically with 50-gallon pump unit that designed maximum operating the pressure with 25 psi, 4-element filter elements consistor assembly of 2 pressure gauges to sight glass and 2 carabiner drains. Manifold control the flow of the product suction side with the pump 2 cam lock with the couplers provide with the connection inlet with the tank suction line with the product flow for the either both of the tanks to desired suction of the pump through the manifold outlet suction hose with the solid valves are equipped with the discharge hose running from the filter separated to the manifold. This permits discharging the manifold outlet with a 3-way valve position to close off the suction hose. Other model use the manifold for the suction only with the 3-way valve open to close the front and rear and inlets on the manifold. Hose reel with the dispensing hose with the stroke with the 2 reel with each with a recoiling tension spring of the 40-foot with length of 1.5 inches on collapsible discharge hose with the view with each reel with the product with the filter separated into through the pipe of the hub over the reel and discharge through the hose with the ground reel is attached with the frame pumping and some of the show with the tank of the pump of the unit can be grounded. One section of the ground wire must be clipped at the ground near the tank of the pump unit before the other section connected to the vehicle being refilled. Metering kit. The metering kit consider the meter with the hose assembly couplers cap screw with the washer of the meter volumetric valve with the displacement meter with a 5-digit reset recounter with the nozzle set with totalize the registers at 999,999,999 gallons. The metering kit can be used with all tank and pump units. Weighted items and equipment and other items used with the pumping assembly with the drum section with the sub with the empty 55-gallon drum with the tube, the dispenser canal with the starter rope with the carbon dioxide fire single with the tie down assembly with shown figure 24.1 and page 24.4. The nozzle must be fixed. They must be filled on open hand nozzle. All nozzles must be tented at all times. The 600-gallon tank, 2 welded aluminum skid mounted tanks come with the tank of the pumping unit with the shell with each with the tank of the manhole with the assembly of the pump port with the drain plug with the discharge valve with the assembly control with the discharge valve on the top of the tank, discharge valve outlet with the bottom and rear of the tank of the drain plug. At the bottom of the front with the baffle the inside shell to do with the surge of the product during with the transportation, 2 lifting rings with their attached with the top of each end of the shell to make it handling easier. Tie downs are provided with the securing the tank and the vehicle with the bed. You have the tank of the pump, the unit can be easily filled with empty 5-gallon cans, 55-gallon drum with a 500-gallon collapsible tanks. They can be used with a temporary storage product with a refuel ground vehicle with a relapse, replay with the supplemental special purpose pro vehicles. You may also be used with the fuel aircraft and no aircraft refueling equipment is available for installation. The tank pump of the unit is designed with the transport standard 510 cargo trucks. Blocking frames are not necessary for the stabilizing unit of the truck bed when blood blocks are presumably heavy because of the material that is combustible will also absorb fuel. Dissolve the tank of the pump unit of the cargo tank do as follows: lower the tailgate of the truck, remove the tarpaulin with the bows and racks and seats, install the tank of the pump unit. But no smoking within 50 minutes. Sign with the paint of the side of the 600-gallon tank must be obstruct the relay Release ratchet with the tank die down. Assembly pressing release with the ratchet handle to hold the release. Pull the handle down until the side comes to engage. Push the static ratchet. Locks up with the ratchet dog with the allow with the center of the ratchet spool to rotate in either direction. To aid unrolling with the nylon strap, turn with the ratchet hook with the opening with the draw down on the flat surface. Press the center of the ratchet while pulling the strap away from the ratchet. Play for the tie down strap over the tank ends. At the attach of the brackets of the side of the truck. Attach with the strap end of the ratchet to them. Move the ratchet handle up and down until the ratchet tight. Move the rest of the ratchet handle to its locked position. Hook and loose to the bracket of the pump, tie down with assembly over the top of the reel frame with the long side with the hole out and down. Hold the bracket attached with the trap end beneath the rear of the truck with 8 to 10 inches right over the center of the insert of the trap end of the rear of the front through the slab of the center of the ratchet spool. Pull the slack through the ratchet spool, unlock the ratchet, move the ratchet handle up and move it down until the trap to tight, push the ratchet handle into the lock position right with the tailgate. Operation tank pump unit is used to dispense all type of the automotive, the aviation, diesel, and burner fuel. Only one type of the fuel should be carried in the dispense from the unit at one time. Dispensing the tank and the pump of the unit may be done various ways, but it may be different in the situation in the field. Even though the differences exist between the models, all tanks and pump units operate basically the same. Preparing and starting with the tank and the pump and operation. Remember to set precautions must be followed before starting with the tank and the pump unit. The steps are as follows: check the suction hose connections between the tank and the pumping assembly to ensure that they are properly locked into place. Connect the ground wires from the ground reel with the pumping assembly to the ground rod is driving into the ground close with the vehicle being fueled. Maintain at least 25 feet between the vehicles being refueled. Open any fill with the port with the vehicle being refueled. Do not refuel the two vehicles at one time unless there are two people available to monitor both nozzles constantly. Only open the hand valve of the filter separately slightly. Gas assembly with a slight glass to fill. If this glass is not filled, open the petcock with the lower valve to release the air. Check over the petcock with a slight glass and is full. Check the slight glass for the presence of the water and drain when necessary. Note some of the models have the pipe plug drain instead of the petcock on the filter. Separated the pipe plug drain must be removed from to drain the water. Attach the nozzle ground clamp cable to the vehicle being refueled. Warning, normally the pump automatically primes itself with gravity flow with the tanks are full, but do not remove the priming cap with the check with the pump primer. This will result in the fuel spill and trapped air will be released throughout the dispensing nozzle when it's first opened from the dispensing. Start with the gasoline engine. Step with the important step of the valve with the start with the gasoline engine. The steps are as follows: open the coupler angle gauge angle valve. Assembly to determine the handle counterclockwise. Move the four-way valve handle to the required position. Move the remote pump switch to the on position. Stop the engine motor, stop the gasoline engine, close the discharge valve of the tanks, and allow the engine to idle for 3 or 5 minutes after the engine has cooled. And shut off the ignition switch to stop the electric motor. Turn the remote pump to switch off position. Show the 600-gallon pump, tank ground rods, drum suction pump, stub pump, assembly suction hose, and meter hose, fire extinguisher, tie down assemblies for the truck. Tank and pump unit. This shows the 24-tube mounted tank pump unit. Bottom loading reel, dispensing reel, filter, separator, 50-gallon electrical pump, the quick dry disconnection adapter, tank control levers, toolbox, and static discharge reel. So it's 24-3, the new model tank and pump unit. Pumping unit, assembly ground, filter, separation hose, reel hose, guide, rolled nose, and nozzle, hold, instruction plate with dual compartment door, manifold, base pump, and engine pump, lifting loops. Section 2, tank trucks. Testing.